Hey guys, how are you? Starting the live. Hey guys, how are you? I'm gonna be doing a free yes and no crystal ball. My tarot list is also open. Just fixing the deck real quick. I should have done it before I signed on, but I didn't remember to. Okay, there we go. Hey guys, how are you? I'm going to be starting a free yes and no with the crystal ball. It's not exactly yes and no because you do get a message. My tarot is 25 and the list is open as well for those that want a tarot. Okay, there we go. Hey guys, how are you? I'm going to be starting the free yes and no, or I should say free message. Yes and no format. And my tarot is also open. My tarot is 25 and the free yes and no is complimentary, of course. All right, let's see. So apparently the words over the stone, the crystal is a little bit hard to read, so let me see. Will you have good luck in your meeting today? Okay, this is for Pam, right? So I do see someone with hidden intentions. So this is a female that she looks like she's standing and speaking. So this is a person that they seem really sweet and really, really like it's almost soft-spoken. But their intentions is not good whatsoever. If you got to know them, I think on a personal level, like deeply, you would be like, ugh. So this is what this talks about. So I guess be careful who you trust. All right. All right, this one is for Lauren. Will Vance and you work things out? So I'm not going to answer if you're going to get back together and if it's going to be this month, because that would be a reading, and my readings are at 25. But I will ask if you're going to work things out. So you and Vance. I would have to say no. There's a pressure here that's on his behalf. where it's like he's made to feel like the him he has to be with you is pressured when he really wants to be himself. So there's an issue there with the way he feels with you. So that again is a you know, an issue you guys, I guess, have to address. But yeah, it has to do with the way he feels this, you know, this like duality, you know. All right, Sarah, will Connor reach out and talk to you? Let's ask if, well, if he reaches out, that means he's going to talk to you. So let's just do, you know, I don't mean if like talking, like opening up, yeah, that would have to be a reading, but I'll ask if he's going to reach out to you. So give me 1 second. This one is for Sarah and Connor. Okay. I do see harmony, so yes. So in other words, I do see him being very tender to you. So, and this is not with words, this is with embrace. So that means you do meet face to face. This is a face-to-face thing. So there's some tenderness there. So how you receive it and how you deal with the relationship, you know, I'm not able to see clarity on that because it's not a reading. All right, so hopefully that helps. Okay, let's see. B, will things work out with I don't do letters. So give me a name or a sign. I can do letters, but not with free stuff. I work smarter, not harder. Yeah, free stuff, you got to make it easy for me. So let's see. I'm going to get a question here by Zane. Interesting name, Zane. Am I a palmist? Yes, I am. All right. Let's see. Elham, does Joseph have feelings for Silvana? So you're Elham and you're asking about 2 other people? I'd rather not. I'd rather, if on the free ones, it's you and someone else is fine. Okay, let's see. Elva, are you and R done for good? Yeah, don't give me letters, guys. I don't like letters. Alphabet soup. I'm not into the alphabet soup. Okay. Krista, does Alan see... Hang on. Okay. 1 second. Does Alan see the pics you posted yesterday on the fitness page? So that's really technical. That would be a reading. All right, let's see. A lot of letters. Okay, here we go. Gabby, will Johnny and you speak again? All right. Yes, I actually see you in a public place. I assume it's the mall. Well, it's kind of weird place. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's not. It's a place people go, but anyway, it's not. Yes. So it does seem like a place that you go for. There's retail places, so I assume it's that. Looks indoor. I do see an awkward. Now here's the thing. If there was a memory where you were in a place like that, where there's like, you know, heavy places like next to each other, like it looks indoor, not outdoor. So, I don't know. Anyway, if this is a memory reflecting back to when something went sour, then understand that's the anchor of the thought, because I'm probing on him with the connection of you. So here's the thing. I see an awkwardness speaking. So he's holding back from what he wants to say. And I do see that you will speak again face to face, and he's not really, so I don't know why this holding back. I mean, if you're new and he's shy, maybe. I don't know if you have a history. I don't know. The point is, I'm saying a yes, but I'm seeing address the elephant in the living room. So if there's this awkwardness and you're not saying what you want to say and you're both waiting on the other one, that can be astrological sign clash sometimes. Some signs have difficult time communicating. So that could be it. I would have to say overall, if that's not addressed, it's going to be a no, you know? Like, I know you're asking long-term, so not long-term, but like, you know, what the result is. And I would have to say, because of this awkwardness, I would say no. So you will speak, but no on the chemistry. All right, Elva, are you and Ralph done for good? Okay, Elia. All right. Okay, I don't believe this is a couch. This looks like a futon. And then I just see him sitting very disconnected, and it looks like he's alone. I don't feel that it's anger that he feels. I feel that it's a disconnection because of dissatisfaction. So I don't know his issues because obviously it's not a reading, but it seems like when a person's really troubled, but they don't want to deal with the being troubled anymore. They're over it. They want to just tune out and do something else. Like when you watch TV or you play a game or whatever. It's when a person is in that kind of mode, like, yeah, I can't deal with this anymore. Like, I just can't. Like that kind of tuning out. That's what I see with this guy. All right, so I hope that helps. Remember, guys, crystal ball messages, some people are used to them. Some people are like, what? So that's, it's part of scrying. So deep reads are available with these if you want them. But I'm doing, speed scrying to give you just kind of a little bit more than a yes or a no. If you guys want a reading on the situation, my tarot is 25. All right, let's see. Caden, Virgo, will Aiden and you have another chance? Okay. Oh, well, will he give you another chance? Okay, so it's directly his feelings. Okay, Caden is asking about Aiden. Are you kidding me? Caden, Aiden? What? That's funny. In a good way. So I'm seeing that he feels that he tries, or he feels that you're the one that doesn't make sense in the way that you are feeling, reacting. He feels that you're the one that's not cooperating. So you got to address his feelings if you want to, make it work. All right, B, will things work out with Isaac? Okay, I'll do the letter because you're B and you're here. That's fine. Okay, so I get the feeling that you, what I'm seeing here is that, and this could be the way he sees it too, because it's either going to be what the problem is or exactly what he's feeling in this particular answer that I have for you. It's almost like you're the one that's acting very Aries. Like, I need it now. I need to do it now. Like, this is fast. Like, come on. So very, get up and go, focus, come on, I don't have time, TikTok, and he's more like, what? So there's a pace problem. There's a timing issue. You're expecting, you're ready, and he's like, not there. Not because he doesn't want to, but because there's just, I don't know, how do I explain it? He's more mellow. He's more laid back. He procrastinates more. I don't know. That's the feeling that I get with both of you. So that's the answer that I have for you. Prisma, will Armando contact you this month? Hang on, I have lingering energy from the question before. So I just want to add to the one before. I do get a good feeling from both of you if you kind of just learn to rewire the perception. Yeah. All right. Let's go on to Prisma and Armando. Okay, Armando, will he contact you this month? I'm not going to focus on this month because I'm not doing a reading, but I will ask if he will contact you. Armando. So I do see him on the phone looking in a mirror. So he is getting ready for something. So yes, I see a phone call and it's with you. Yeah. 1 second. I see that the way that he's dealing with things are kind of distant. Not because he's upset or he's not interested, but I don't see that feeling that you're supposed to get, like, you know, when a guy gets a call from a girl that he likes or whatever, and it's like the world stops because she's on the phone. I don't see that with him. I see more like, yeah, if it works, great. Like, okay, there's a very disconnect there. So watch with that. Okay, will Chris try to reconcile your marriage? Okay, so this one is Bridget. I don't think it's a matter of reconciling because you're asking a legal question. Reconciliation, the way that it's phrased by what you're saying, even though, let me put it this way. When there's a divorce that has started, it becomes a different energy because I read on cases all the time. You know, when a person, I understand that there's no legal steps so far, but you're asking a technical question about a marriage, and a marriage is more like an entity. So I'd rather ask the question, what he feels in an emotional way, right? As a man, the way that he feels as your spouse. I'm seeing the way that I asked the question, I should have done it differently. I didn't catch it. I just went with what you said. But the answer that I'm getting is when a person feels disconnected, like checked out. When a person feels checked out, when a person feels next to you like they are less, like they're living less, enjoying less. So based on that, it's not about reconciliation, which is an agreement, which is a way to rectify the entity, the agreement, the marital technical aspect of a union in the emotional part of the love. You see? So there's an issue there. All right. If you want to read my tarot's 25, but anyway, that's the answer if you don't. Okay. The answer is no, because of the way he feels, the emptiness and the disconnect. If it's rectifiable, again, I don't know. Becca, will Steve come home to you? I don't understand what that means. Because if a man is not coming home to his woman, is it because he's having a party with 3 women? Is it because he's in the military? Is it because, you see, I don't understand. Ask direct questions. I don't like the, indirect. I don't do that. Unless it's a reading. In a paid reading, you don't need to tell me anything. Free ones, I'm not working harder for free. Straight up. Okay. Baylor, will Andrew and you have a lasting relationship? Bailey, will you and Andrew have a lasting relationship? Okay. Now realize you can't ask a question in the word forever. That doesn't exist. But I understand, pretty much long term, for now, a good chunk of time, that's fair. I see that there's an issue with the condition of the life, and I'll explain. It's not so much the one-on-one, because I see that you both like the same things. There's a lot of things that radiate each other towards each other. There's a lot of chemistry there, not just romantic, but also as people. But I also see something surrounding the situation, which is more like a facade. And what I mean by that is if there's a substance that's used, this can create an illusion. So if one person has a drinking problem or a problem of something else, um, it could be any of the vices. Sometimes it's just a behavior. It doesn't necessarily mean something that's taken within the body, okay? So it's plagued by a situation that's not at grip. So I hope that helps, okay? All right, Sally, will Liam and you see each other again? Okay, Sally and Liam. I do see heavy texting. And then a desire from him to be close to you. So I'm not seeing the actual, event occurring. I see it talked about. So that's a step in the right direction. So I would say yes, progress is made. Okay, Sam, does Aaliyah have good intentions? Okay, reaching out to reconcile. Okay, yeah, because when someone, I see what you're saying, if it's going to be genuine. Okay, so I'm gonna ask it like this. Does Aaliyah want to genuinely reconcile with Sam? Okay. No. She is thinking that you have something that she can benefit from that you're not revealing. So she treats you nice, hoping that you'll reveal what's true because she doubts you. So there's money involved, or there's something of value, or there's something that you can do. There's something here that's of interest. And I don't know what that is. But this is when a person likes you for the wrong reason. Okay, let me explain. A gold digger just wants the gold. Very simple. There's no feelings there, right? And then when a woman falls head over heels, no matter what the guy is about, that could be pure love or, whimsical or whatever. But then there's when a person is attracted to somebody and it's the whole package. So it's because, yes, they will be all right with the chemistry part, but it's not really them. Because if you take some quality away from them, then they're not interested. So this is something like that. So the way that she likes you is if you didn't have the thing, so let's say you're a trust fund baby, or let's say that you have a doctorate in something and you have a head position, or you have a car dealership and she wants a car. It's like it's you, but it's you in your scenario. So that's a falseness there. When you like somebody, you don't give a crap what they do, you just like them, right? And if you like what they have, then it's just the stuff. So that in between is false. But anyway, to answer your question, that's besides the point. I see her talking to you and being very gently, and she's trying to make eye contact more, and you're more like, I'm not sure. And yeah, I do see a falseness. Especially it coming from the fact that she doesn't trust you. But it's not that she doesn't, this is a weird one. A very abstract concept here. It's not that she's not trusting of you, like your words. She's trusting of what you're not saying. So, yeah. But what I'm saying to you is that there's something very kind of like materialistic to the non-trusting. Yeah. She doesn't seem genuine to me as a person, not just with you, just as a person. She's somebody who's like, oh yeah, what's in it for me? Some people are users or takers, so she's definitely a user. All right, I hope that helps. Sorry, I went on a weird abstract twist, but this one was a doozy. A lot of feelings there. Okay, will your house sell? Ask the realtor. Okay, Becca, will Steve and you reconcile? All right. Okay, so I see someone who's fed up with an attitude. Remember, I'm not saying you have an attitude, please. I'm tuning into what he's feeling, okay? So this is his perspective, take it or leave it. I see a man who has been talking to friends to amp him up. So this is a person that does have a good circle of, or I would say an emotional anchor. There are people that tell him things, you know, do this, do this, you know, what are you doing? So there's a support group there for him, you know, in a sense. And this is someone who, the way they feel is that there's something kind of like pompous, arrogant, you know, with what they're dealing with. So the way they see you is a more authoritarian. So this happens when a man thinks that he's with a very bossy woman and a very demanding woman. I'm not saying that's accurate. I'm saying that's what he feels. Okay? Or maybe it's the way that, you know, he's being coerced to look at the situation, because sometimes it's their shitty crowd or whatever, or relatives or something that kind of does a little brainwashing, unfortunately. Sometimes that happens too. You know? Somebody doesn't like you and he has got a sibling or a friend, and if he doesn't see the forest for the trees, he's going to kind of go with that angle. Sometimes that happens, you know? But there is that there. All right? So that's definitely an issue there. So what to do about it? Usually I do a full read to tell you what to do, but in this particular case, it's very clear. Prove him wrong. You know, prove him wrong. All right. Vilamale, does Sean have a crush on you? Okay. Can't do anything about moving furniture, guys. Sorry about the noise. At least it's not the landscaping noises. Those are the worst. I'm thinking friendship zone. I think there's like total friendship zone. It's not that he doesn't have, he doesn't have a crush on you, but let me explain about this a little bit more. Sometimes when person A has a crush on person B and person B doesn't really know it yet, in this case I think he does, but if person B doesn't know it yet, sometimes they'll come around and be like, oh my God, me, really? And then you see it click. I don't see it clicking with him, you know? So watch that you don't pour over countless hours and effort and days and months trying to wake that up, because initially, if a guy doesn't see that and meet you right back and take over, because that is really a guy territory. When a guy realizes the girl has a crush, that's when he goes overboard to pursue her, you know, if he realizes that she has a crush. Usually the guy doesn't know if she has a crush, and then it's a whole thing, even more effort. But if you sit there and you try to put more effort and you see it's just this dragging race, kind of reevaluate, because I kind of see this is not kind of see, I see that he's kind of just going to be passé about it. So I don't see that chemistry coming back, you know, but I do see a friendship somewhat. All right. All you can do is just continue, you know, try, put your effort, and you'll see the result. Okay. And if you're, just don't waste your time. That's all. But yeah, definitely keep trying. All right, let's see. Mariana, okay, is George. Okay, Mariana and George. Yes, it's been over. This person, however, would like to have a cordial, you know, handling things like an adult later, non-dramatic ending, unless there's a section that has to be fought over for assets or, you know, anything else. But, and that's besides the point. Because I see that he doesn't really want war. I mean, nobody wants war, but some people are just in this mode of, you know, angry mode. This person has already analyzed their life after, which means the disconnect took hold, which means they checked out, which means that they're now looking at things in a technical sense. Like, what would be a better outcome? I don't want to be like this. I don't want to end up like that. I would say yes. To take it, so that's the energy of right now. The fact that he wants to handle things peacefully, calmly, sorry. Yeah, so I do see that there's a desire in him to be cordial. I don't even see that he wants a deep friendship, which is weird, because I mean, if two people are going to, if things end badly, or they wouldn't end, right? But there are those weird cases that some people end up as really good friends and they had a marriage. I mean, that's pretty much Hollywood, but I have seen small percentage of people end up like that, where there's actually they could have a cup of coffee together during a rainstorm, you know, and buy each other a Christmas present. Like, I have seen that weird stuff. He's not wanting that close at all. It's even more distant. So this lets me know that, like, this person is not only checked out, but they want to make their life even better. So if they could work it out with you to pay less. So yeah. But again, I always say, you know, I'm very happy offering the free yes and no. But when it comes to marriages, because it's sacred, you know, to me, that subject, I recommend a deep reading. Why? Well, because there's a lot of things that sometimes are at play and at bay that need to be looked at. All right. Okay, D, is Neil distant because he's still angry with me? So I'm doing free yes and no. So I can turn that into a no. What does Neil feel about you? Or I should say, I'm sorry, a yes and no. So is Neil feeling negative about you? I would say yes. This is a person very intensely liking something that he does, and he feels that you don't connect at some level. So there's a level of frustration. I'm using the wrong word. Not frustration. I can't think when I'm reading. Hang on one second, because I'm focusing on what the feeling of what I'm feeling. Okay. Let me just explain it this way. So it's almost like either you have really bad opportune moments. So like there's a syncing problem with synchronicity. So like the way you both are not in sync. This can be worked on, but yeah, it's like either you approach or talk about stuff or you know, at the wrong time. And then there's also a lack of, you know, being in tune with what each other likes a lot. So maybe he's into stuff you're not into, which is fine, but you got to have something, you know, something where there's, you know, starts that deep connection beyond the preliminary chemistry, right, that sets in. And I don't see that. And I see that he sees that. So either try to connect with him at a different level, you know? Just try to connect with them at a different level. Let's see. 1 second here. Let's see. He wants your money. No, I don't think that's it. I'm not doubting that you. See, that's the thing. That's why I explain. I'm not. You seem upset, and you seem like you're very straightforward on feeling that, and I'm not questioning that. I don't doubt what you feel. I don't doubt that there was a very specific situation, or maybe a series of situations where that was addressed. But I'm looking deeper than that. I really am seeing that there's a person that wants to be deep into his things, whatever his interest is. Maybe it's a career, maybe it's a hobby, maybe it's something he wants to study so he changes what he does. Maybe he's just trying to disconnect. He really does feel that you don't see things the way he does. And he really does, it's genuine. So it's not financial, or I would see that right away, like I did a couple of questions ago when it was about the interest. Oh, you're saying he wants a submissive woman. Yeah, but I think you're I think you're missing the point, and that could be because you feel very emotional about your question. Sometimes that happens. So you're human, I'm human. You're on a brainwave where you're feeling very, very upset, very stressed, and and you have a right to be. But I'm coming at it from a different angle. I don't have an emotional investment in the story. So as an outsider, I have that neutrality. And I'm seeing it like, I get it. A lot of things based on what you're saying, has soured the situation. I understand. And there's a lot of little highlights there. But overall, I'm seeing that deep inside, he really does feel that you don't get him. So I think that on a deep level, that there's a disconnection. Then that means that the chemistry is short-lived, and then that means that everything else becomes like a puzzle. You want to do this, and that's when the accusations start flying. You're doing this, and you are, da, 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 da. That's what like that. So I'm at the deepest level, he feels you don't get him. You don't meet eye to eye, you don't, because then he would feel like a bond is natural, and he doesn't see that. So, hey, how are you, Angie? All right, let's see. Kitty is, so I don't do letters, guys. I'm sorry. I can, but they're annoying. All right. All right, let's see. Caitlin, will your marriage continue to bloom? You'd have to mention, his sign or something like that, with Taurus or Aries or whatever his sign is. All right, Sue, is Joseph seeing someone else? Okay, Sue is asking about Joseph. No, but he's not looking to be long-term with you. Already he can categorize you. Women judge right away on feeling the vibe of the guy, but but the guy has a technical category, right away, wifey, department, possible girlfriend, or just a good time, So I don't see you in the wifey girlfriend department. This person wants to keep their options open, and that's a flag. All right, and you would know because of the you know, you just know. Lack of commitment, lack of, you know, answering the phone, invested in you, it's not there. Thea, did Leo think you, I don't understand, sweetheart. Okay, Mary, will Freddie contact you today? Sounds like a business deal. Okay, let's see. Filtered. All right, Ursula, are you going to get your lost letter this week? So I don't do puzzles or enigmas or innuendos. Free yes and no is straight up. If you want a reading on an enigma or an innuendo, you can completely get a reading, and then we could talk about um, whatever mystery you don't want to say will be revealed. But right with the free yes and no, it's straight up. Okay, Nadia, will Rabin call you today? All right, I'm gonna do the call one because obviously you want to hear from the person. So that's not so business. It could be any emotional connection. So I'm gonna do that one because it sounds very neutral. Okay, Nada, will Rabin call you today? So I'm getting a situation here where there's hostility and there's also I can't say the word, WEAP. And then I can wait a little bit. Okay, now I can say the letter ON. Sorry, but the censorship on this one is nuts. Nuts. So we have to watch every word. So if you understand it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. So I'm seeing that there's a situation where this person dealt with something like that. There's some hostility, there's some issue there. Not with you, so don't misunderstand. You're asking, are you going to hear from them today? Okay, I get that. And I'm seeing a delay with a problem. And the problem tells me this story. So either they are dealing with the aftermath of something difficult. Maybe it was road rage. Maybe it was a confrontation with someone. Maybe they are involved in shady stuff, you know, whatever it is. There's something there. No. Because you're saying you don't think it's towards you. No. It's not. It's not. It has to do with the person you're asking about. So, like I said, either the answer for you is a delay. So that would be, let's make that even simpler. No. So it's no because of a delay and because there's some problem dealing with this kind of thing. So again, I don't know the story because I'm not doing a read on it, but yeah. It could be, or it could be that he's dealing with the aftermath of it. But I don't know if it's home, like of his family or residence, his household, or if he lives alone. I don't think it's that. I think it's more either just something that happened as a problem, or something maybe in his social life, or maybe just something in a, you know, with business or something like that. I'm not getting the family feeling. So I wouldn't think it's with a family. And I know it's not with you. So there's a delay. So the best thing to do is wait for him to call. Let me see if I get anything else on him. The only thing else that I see is that this could be a separate thing. He's registering for a course. Okay. But this is not, no, this is deeper than that. This is like, not like his, you know, everyday stuff. This is more like an issue. So it's something that really shakes him. So it can be something like that. It could be that, you know, one of those random things. But let me tell you what else I saw, because I tried to get a little clarity and I saw something that seems like a separate issue. I see him protecting someone younger, like maybe a son or a nephew, or maybe, I don't know. It was like a young kid. much younger. I don't know the age. I would say, if I have to guess, maybe 13, 14. I'm not sure. I didn't see the kid too much, so I don't know the age. But there's a protection against someone who's very vicious, so has a very sharp tongue. Yeah. No, I appreciate that you're telling me about his classes and everything like that. I don't, I don't doubt anything like that. Definitely, as he's a student, and I can see what you're saying. But this is outside his everyday stuff. I know that's what you know of him and about him. But I would say, there's got to be some relation between, I don't know, is he that, maybe he stuck his neck out to help somebody. Maybe there could have been a situation, and you'll hear about it, because it seems not family, and it seems like he goes to protect someone. So you'll hear about it. You'll hear about it. I know there's no rush on calling you right now, but obviously he will be in touch. It's just not soon. When it is, you'll talk, and then it'll become clear. Because now it kind of sounds weird because you only know his student stuff right now. So it'll make sense when you reach out. I mean, when you people talk. I don't see it happening right away, but I see it happening, when he can. All right. Yeah. Sometimes I know, right? It sounded like we took a detour there into like dream world, right? Sometimes that happens. Okay. Let's see. Caitlin, will your marriage continue to bloom? Okay. On one hand, I do see an honest friendship like connection. So a marriage is not a friendship. I know some people compare it like that. I don't like to do that. A marriage is special in its own category. Friendship is friendship. Marriage is special. That's why it's called marriage. But anyway, in that twisted definition, I do see a deep friendship that's very true. So you can go to each other with things, and I do see that loyalty. But I do see a disconnection. And the disconnection comes from him being depressed about something. And I don't know if it's depressed because of a, diagnosed clinical kind of mental health thing, or because he's down because of a emotional life thing. I don't know where it comes from, so I don't diagnose. But what I'm saying is, I do see him depressed about something, and it affects him, and it affects you. So I do see that you could start wanting him to be more connected in the moment, eye to eye, that vibrancy, that feeling. And you can start questioning why. Sorry guys, there's dragging furniture noises. Can't do anything about that. At least it's not landscaping. There's nothing, there's nothing that, blames you or anything because of that. He's down because of what it is. But I think you start later on maybe internalizing, could it be you? Is he not into you? Da, da, da. I see it good. I just see that he's troubled by something. And because he's not good at explaining, or maybe he doesn't want to, or maybe he tends to be more secretive with his stuff, or he's trying to figure it out, you know, it sounds like he lives in his head. Some signs are like that. They'll just figure things out in their own head, instead of vocalizing it. And, that can bring some dismay, But I would say yes on one hand, no on another, with his issues and the way that you react to that. Okay, let's see. Thea, did the Leo actually like you? Okay. Yes. So I do see someone sitting down at it's a guy sitting down at a place that looks kind of like, so it looks like a restaurant. I guess. I mean, I guess it could be, it doesn't look like a lounge, and it doesn't really look like a bar. I'm gonna go with restaurant. And I see that his attention is focused away from the table. So he's looking away. So I also see someone uncomfortable, like him. When I say someone, I mean him. Uncomfortable, like not knowing what to say. And I think there's a lot of things within him that he's not expressing, but it has nothing to do with you. It just has to do with him. So Leos don't really chase at all. Leo males do not really chase the female. They'll have one or two moments where they, take initiative and they kind of, hey, how are you, But like to pursue like that, they'll have one or two moments where it's like that. And then it kind of, that's not their thing. So you could misread, and they're really slow paced. Okay, Aries is the same way in a way. Aries and Leo is the same way. The one that's the odd one out is Sagittarius. They're like the crazy, like, hey, give me your number. Oh my God, I like you. It's like, whoa, hot super glue. They'll glue themselves to your front door. No, but not, yeah. Aries and Leo, they share that. Okay, so and Aries being a little bit more timid. Yeah. So again, there's something you're not understanding about him, or maybe there's something that you are expecting from him, and because he doesn't do it, he doesn't feel, yeah. So you'll know because of the way he looks at you. Aries in particular have a tendency to look very stern at the person they desire. And it's just that moment, and you have to kind of be really aware. And a Leo, they'll do it with gifts or something like that, right away. So, it's just on reading him, really. I would say that there's an interest, but I think he's being read wrong, and I think there's also a lot of things he's dealing with that he's just not sharing. Yeah. So I would say yes, he is. He does genuinely like you. Yes, he does. Okay, let's see. Rose, will your partner and you move forward in your relationship? So your partner is who? You could put like a Taurus or Aries or whatever his sign is, or name, or whatever you want to put. But all right, Jackie, will you hear from Chris? Okay. Is he missing you? Okay, so that's a love question. Okay, so Chris and Jackie. So I do see someone in the picture. I don't think he's pursuing her or into her completely, but I do see that, she's very physical and interested in him, and he's just enjoying the ride. So that does complicate things. Okay. I'm not seeing they're gonna run off together into the sunset. I'm seeing that he's just like, hey, whatever, and she's the one buttered up. All right, let's see. Aubrey, will Kai reach out for reconciliation? So Aubrey's asking about Kai. No, I'm seeing, radio silence. So I'm wondering if this person has blocked you. Or has there been something with communication that, I just got a message saying that something was unstable. I don't know if you guys heard. But anyway, to answer the question about Kai, I would say no. I would say that there's something I'm wondering if, like I said, if he's blocked you or something, because there's something is impeding connection purposefully. So that could be ignoring, or maybe something has, maybe a number was changed. All right. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Will Harmony get back together? Will Harmony and you get back together? Okay, so this is for, all right. All right. Kind of weird. I see a steakhouse. So it's like the logo for a steakhouse. Like it reminds me of Longhorn Steakhouse. I don't think they have those anymore over here. I don't even know if they still have them anywhere in the US, but yeah, that's what I saw. So either the person worked there, or maybe there was a memory you guys had there. There's something significant with that. So if that, I would say yes, because when a memory comes up like that or something like that, you're saying no, like you don't remember, or no, you don't know what that is. Yeah, so that's fine, but it is accurate. So I'm gonna ask you to try to maybe note it down. Maybe later it will make sense. So let's go over it again, because sometimes it sounds weird what I say. All right, so it's a steakhouse. So it can be a place that no, I'm not saying you own the place or anything like that. No. Okay, so this is the location that I saw was a steakhouse, and there's a skull of a bull. All right, and sometimes steakhouses do have that. Kind of creepy, but sometimes they do have that. It's a place that when I saw the skull hanging, kind of like that type of decor, like maybe Midwest or some, anything that can, there's a lot of aesthetics and a lot of decor genres that have that kind of skull hanging. Southwestern, yeah, I would say Southwestern. The Southwestern look is very, sometimes Texas, sometimes New Mexico. Something with that. I thought steakhouse immediately, but I didn't see the restaurant. So the most important part is, okay, it's a tattoo shop. Okay. Yeah, thank you for your patience, because I said steakhouse. So in that location, I really didn't see what was going on. I saw the skull hanging, but I didn't get a chance to look at the environment. Now, because of that, the answer is yes. Now, let me tell you why. When I read, especially when I'm like doing speed gazing, is what this technique is called. When I see a memory or something very valid between two people, that is not only a yes, but a very deep yes. It means that you still have a deep connection with each other. Okay. Okay. That means there's a very, no, I didn't see it. I didn't see a tattoo. Yeah, I didn't see a tattoo on the skin. I have seen those before. Like I'll see the arm or the leg and the back, and I'll see. I just saw it as its symbol. So I would say that the connect. Maybe it's, well, if I would have seen the tattoo, it would have been your anchored feelings with the person you're asking about, and I just saw it. So that means that it's between both of you. So I would say that not only are you not over, but I would say there's like some soulmate stuff. That's cute. Hopefully, right? Yeah, so it's not over. So I would say that there's a significant connection between you and that person that goes deeper than just you. So it's not only is it not over, but there's like a depth there that's beyond, you know. Yeah, no problem. You're funny. Thank you for your patience. I know, guys, it's weird. You gotta be patient with me when I read, because it's like, what the hell is she saying now? A chicken and a what? Ah, you wanted to marry her. Well, it's not over yet. It's not over yet. I'm telling you, there's something insanely deep about both of you. All right, in a good way. Insane in a good way. All right, let's see. Trying to get to everybody. Has Leo been thinking about you? Okay, so Jessica's asking, has Leo been thinking about you? So, all right, let's ask about Leo. No. And I saw something distasteful, and I don't want to hurt your feelings or anything like that. I would say I'd rather not explain what I saw, but if you want me to, I will, because it's your right. Do you want me to explain what I saw or not? I think you should say no, but if you say yes, I will have to explain it. All right, here goes. All right. I do see him not only inappropriately looking at females, but I also see, hang on, I'm getting a puzzle here. Sorry, I don't know if you guys can hear me when I have to do that puzzle. It's checking if I'm on the stream. Anyway, not only am I seeing him voyeuristically, kind of peeping, at a female. So this could be either an online peep show or it also, I saw a female that, obviously she's very, so all I'm trying to say is that he be liking sluts, okay? So that's the way I'm saying it. Don't know how to candy coat it. I'm trying to be nice about it. So there's some shady business with him and females. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so he not only is liking content, but he also has a wandering eye. And there's one particular female that I saw. She wears, I know that she has false hair on top of her hair. I don't know if it's like this type of freaking extension or this wig or whatever. I don't know about those things. I don't wear those things, so I don't know. They look pretty though. But she has her hair clipped half with a hair clip. She's got something on her arm. She's got a little bit of a tribal thing going on, and she has one of those really pretty belly dancer clips. And I just saw them sitting from each other. She has one of those boho tops that cut off. So that's what I'm saying. Yes, and I don't think they are an item. So that means that there's something risque about it. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to tell you. This person has like shady business going on. So be aware of that. Grab his phone, and if he lets you, just letting you know. You don't want germs. Okay, Jonathan, is the energy and manifestation working towards Miguel? Okay, let's find out. Okay, so I'm looking at a memory. Okay, it's a little bit gross. So I see two guys. Obviously they're involved, and one person is throwing up. So either they forgot to chase the dog, or something. Got real drunk one night. It has to do with liquor. That's why they're sick. And that's what I'm seeing. One of them has a darker toned skin. So if, and it doesn't feel like that energy is with you. So that could, and let me explain something else. It also doesn't seem like this is too deep either with what I'm seeing with these two people. So one of them being Miguel and the other one being the other person. I don't, what they have is not too deep. I think the other guy really wants him, but I don't think he's that invested. So based on this, I would say yes, but I think watch your timing. So you could be really connected and trying, and he's not seeing the signal. Try with timing. This is shitty timing. So your approach has to change. I would say be more direct, not with telling him what you feel or anything like that. I would just, what I mean by direct is just become available. Find a logical moment of, you know, hey, this is happening. You know, like, you know, not like sappy shit, because this guy has a hard kind of edge to his personality. Part of him is very technical. I kind of see him involved in something technical, like with numbers or something. And he's very by the book. He's not so sappy and not so expressive all the time. There's a hard side to him, I would say. And I'm not saying he can't be tender or soft, but I'm saying that he's more distant easily. He's more easily disconnected. And people like that respond to things that make sense. If he's hungry and he says he's hungry, go grab a bite, you know, hey, there's a great sandwich shop. You know, be logical, be available and logical, and have a game plan. That's what I'm seeing with this guy, and that's going to open something. All right. All right, let's see. Hope that helps. Okay, let's see. Jay, has Chris been trying to find you on social media? Okay. You seem familiar. The person asking, the one with the little cat picture. You seem familiar. Your energy seems familiar. Do I read for you? Jay, has Chris been trying to find... Anyway, let me answer your question. Has Jay been trying... Has Chris... We're asking about Chris. Okay, Chris. So I see someone holding a baby. So an infant, you know, like when they're wrapped in little blankie kind of thing. So it's not a little toddler, it's an infant. So they're a couple months old, a newborn, a couple months, you know. Yeah, so that's what I mean by baby. So that's what I'm seeing. So 1 second. It doesn't seem like it's his, and it seems like it's something important. I also see someone, so someone gave birth to a baby. I'm seeing now the hospital and the woman laying there. Yeah. So it's explaining his whereabouts or a connection that's important right now. So you're asking, are they trying to see you on social media? And I'm seeing that there's something important going on in their life like that. So it's either, you know, his friend or a relative. All right. So this would be no. So it's answering no, and it's giving you a clue on something important going on. Okay. Thank you so much. I hope that helps, kitty picture. You seem very familiar, energy. Okay, let's see. Megan. Whoa, wait, hang on. Megan. Could Corey and you reconcile? Okay. Give me a second. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm gonna ask a question again. Hang on, I'm not a robot. Corey, right? It was Corey and Megan? Or where's that question? I need to refocus, guys. Okay, Megan and Corey. All right, hang on. Okay, that's twice. So there's 2 references to the ocean, 2 references to the beach. So that's why I was like, what? But yeah, there's 2 references to, I don't know how else to explain it. The beach, the ocean, the sea. I would say yes. Definitely, because this talks about remembering something special between 2 people and going from there. So when a door closes, there's no wealth of anything shared. Like it's just like erased, checked out. It's empty, it's blank. But when there's still things, I always see like a memory or a special place or something at the core where people can always like connect again. And I'm seeing references. So I don't know if it was a painting. I don't know if it was a vacation. I don't know if it was a special spot. I don't know if it was, SeaWorld or something, I don't know. But that's what I'm seeing. And the answer for you is yes. If you may not understand, the concepts or the memory that I'm explaining, but yes. You do have memories there? Okay. I would say yes. And not only do I say yes, but I would say it's not finished. So that means that there's going to be a moment. I don't know when, because, for when I do astrology and as an astrologer, I consult that a lot when I do charts and like seeing like a deep story of like what people feel. I'll do tarot or something like that. But on the fly, what I'm seeing is that it's not that, oh yeah, great, you had great memories, and then what? No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that there's going to be this moment where when you both speak again, which you will, there's this little light inside that is going to click and you're going to like say a sentence and then this person says, yeah, I remember that, or yeah, how about this? And then you just see the bond. So I'm seeing that. So it's not only is it not over, but there's more to live through with this person, definitely. Let's see. Yeah, I see that it'll happen organically. Don't give up. But there's a lot there. You don't just erase that. You don't erase that. You don't just forget. Yeah. So it's pretty nice. And there's a good feeling with the person too. I'm not seeing like hatred or bitterness either. So that's also a good thing. All right, let's see. Angie, will Scott ever reach out to you again? Okay. For now, I'm seeing no. But then again, it's the way I'm asking it. So reaching out is kind of superficial because that would just be like communication. And the way I asked it was not superficial. I asked it more like in depth, like with the intention of continuing. And I'm seeing that is a no. So it's kind of tricky. But what's clear is for now, because you don't really use the word ever, but for now, with the deep intention, I would say no. you know, with the romantic, you know, waking that up, I would say no. Okay, Josephine, is Lewis missing you? Okay, so I see, sometimes you see the weirdest shit. Oh God, I cracked myself up. I'm not laughing at your vision or anything like that. It's just so weird sometimes, like a comic book. That, because, okay, so I saw a guy, it reminded me of the Clash of the Titans. So I'm seeing a man with swords. I know it sounds so weird. I know Halloween is around the corner, but this has to be something where this is like something this person loves to see, or something this person is really into. Maybe it's a type of video game, maybe it's a type of hobby or something. Maybe they draw, maybe they paint, maybe it's a scene they're involved with. This, I know it sounds so weird to say it out loud, man with a sword, but it's, and a cape too. But this is something that is just showing me the interest of this person. So he's a big fan of something. I know it sounds odd, but be patient with me. You know, it is accurate. It just sounds kind of quirky sometimes the way I see it. Okay. What? So, like, what do you mean? Like, for that he wants to? Is that... Because, hang on. Let me... So is this what he would... Okay. Okay. So based on that, let me verify if that's going to be the... Okay, give me a second. Yeah. Halloween. He's going to be reaching out to you for Halloween. Yeah. So please say yes. And then tell us the good news. Because, yeah, there is a very big excitement there. All right. That's cute. All right, let's see. Robin, does Chris care about you? All right. What? What is that? Come on, Spirit. What is that? Oh my God. What are you showing me? Okay, I don't know. I think my brain is jello right now, guys. Hang on. I've been doing this so long. Oof, I'm not a machine, you know. I'm a human. What the hell is this? Okay. I'm just gonna say it. Hang on. No, wait. It can't be. Yeah, I gotta take a break. I've been doing my brain's mush because I saw something weird. I'm like, okay, no, that is not a message. That's weird shit. Yeah, no, guys, I gotta take a little break. Gotta get some tea or something. I'll be back. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to crap out on your question, but I'm only human. I can only do this a couple hours and then I gotta recharge. When you start seeing weird stuff, you're like, okay, no. I'm sorry, guys. I'll try to answer your question when I get back. I'll just be on a little break. I'll be back. If you want to book one, you can always book one, and then we can text. I'll text to verify, okay? The shop. All right, guys. Bye. I'll be back. Hey, you guys, thank you so much for checking out my YouTube. I will be back on here. Usually I do readings I fulfill my readings on YouTube only. So if someone buys a reading from my shop, my tarot's 25, I answer, I fulfill it on YouTube, but because I'm trying to change crossover. I appreciate the TikTok platform. I appreciate it. I've been on there for years, but I'm not okay with the extra censorship and all that stuff. So I'm fulfilling my readings on YouTube where they are comfortable. But when I double stream, I do answer only free yes and no with the crystal ball. Oh, that's heavy. Oof. On TikTok, and so it kind of feels like I'm ignoring my audience on here. I'm not. Well, sort of. I don't mean to. Eventually, I'll be doing free yes and no on YouTube when enough people get on that know me and stuff like that. All right. So I'll be back. Bye, guys. If you want free yes and no crystal ball, you got to meet me on TikTok. But if you get a reading, I only fulfill it on YouTube because of the censorship on there. All right. But I will be back. I'm just going to take a little break. I'll be back.